It's one of those rivals that we've had for a long, long time, and it's always good to see Rochester coming in here, and Bob Lilly as well, one of the old player that played for me. He's the coach of the team, so it should be good.
Should be good. We'll pause for our national anthem. Well, again, welcome back to Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Really a very cool overcast day. Temperatures in the low 50s, but perfect playing weather, Paul Chow.
Exactly. It's nice. They're going to be running around and getting warm real quick, and I'm sure that's a motivation. You just want to get going in the game, and it's a good temperature for a great game tonight.
So I think for this evening, Paul, the magic number seems to be 6. The Rochester is on a 6-match unbeaten streak versus the Hounds. They are unbeaten in their last 6 games with 2 wins and 4 ties. And of course, for the Riverhounds, and also Rochester has only conceded 6 goals in 7 games. And for the Hounds, still looking for that first win after 6 games. So one of those streaks has to go this evening.
We needed to go for the Riverhounds tonight. They're looking for a win, and I think it's a very important game. And I'm sure it's important for Rochester as well, Gene, that they're coming in here feeling pretty confident, and the Hounds should feel pretty confident after winning the Open Cup game on Wednesday. So got some goal scores, but won that game 3-1, and looking forward to do it again, I'm sure, here and get on the board real quick.
Yeah, both sides coming off U.S. Open Cup win in midweek. Rochester with a overtime 2-1 win over former USL Pro member Western Mass Pioneers, and the Riverhounds with an impressive 3-1 victory over the New York Red Bulls U23, and a pretty good night also for USL Pro in the first round, or actually the third round of the Open Cup, as I believe all but Wilmington came away with a win. So both teams again looking to pick up some momentum, get some points in the standings. Currently the Rhinos are one of a number of teams, 4 teams tied with 10 points, and they line up behind Orlando City, the Galaxy 2, and the Richmond Kickers, who had a pretty impressive win Friday night, 4-1 over Oklahoma at Oklahoma. So, and then this afternoon we saw Harrisburg beat Dayton Dutch Lions 5-3 in a Saturday afternoon contest. So the Hounds need to get in the victory column, and they're well aware of that, and we expect a great effort from them tonight.
I think so. I think they're just going to get going right from the get-go here, and really try and put some pressure on Rochester right from the kickoff, and try and get some shots on goal straight away.
So that's as Rochester will be all white, going right to left on your video screen. The Riverhounds are in all black this evening, and they'll be going left to right. As we see the ball being cleared away and headed down before Jose Angola tries to get a touch. For the Rhinos, John McCarthy will be in the goal. Anya Abassi, Kyle Hofford, Tony Walls, Pat McMahon across the back. As we see Matty Dahlman coming through and lofts an early one into Jose Angulo. And looking for
nice
Joseph Nguyen, and he takes a volley, and it goes over the end line. And in the midfield, J.C. Banks, Alex Sundley, Lance Roseboom, Alex Dixon with Colin Roof up top, although we expect that's really going to be a pretty much a 4-3-3 with J.C. Banks and Alex Dixon.
Yeah, that was a good start right there. I mean, that was a good cross, and Robbie Vincent actually was just wide left of Joseph, and I think he was a little bit upset that he didn't get the ball, but I think he felt he could get a first-time shot off, and now knocking it back to the keeper and starting again at the Riverhounds end and starting to build up with a long ball down the left-hand side of the field and a ball right to Robbie Vincent again.
And Vince is going to bring it back to Sterling Flunder, and also in the lineup is Johnny Mendoza. Forgot to mention him in the midfield for Rochester. As we see both teams in the early stages of the game, just trying to build a little tempo and momentum. Crowd still filing in here for this 7 p.m. contest at Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, well broken up there and given away again. And Rochester on the attack again down the middle of the park and knocking out wide left.
That's J.C. Banks on the ball. Veteran Rochester Rhino player and their leading scorer, checking in with 3 goals and 2 assists for the Rhinos. The lineup real quickly for the Hounds. Familiar lineup. We seen except for the Open Cup game, maybe a couple changes, but this has been the lineup that Coach Justin Evans has been going with the last several games, with Danny Earl, Sterling Flunder, Anthony Arena, and Mike Green in the back, Robbie Vincent, Kevin Kerr, Joseph Nguyen, Matty Dahlman, with Anthony Obadiah sitting behind them, and last year's 2013 MVP Jose Angulo will be up top with the Riverhounds, and I'm sure he'll be supported, Paul, by Kevin Kerr and Joseph Nguyen trying to get in, as we also look for Matty Dahlman and Robbie Vincent to give us a lot of activity in the flank.
Yeah, definitely. That they combined really well in the midweek against the Red Bulls, and looking to probably do the same things they were doing on Wednesday night and switching the ball. Right,
Matty Dahlman, last year's league leader in assists, only has 1 so far, but he picked up 2 in the Open Cup game, including 1 to his favorite target, Jose Angulo. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come for the Hounds, and we'd love to see that combination click a few times this evening.
Oh yes, Matty was definitely back to his old game on Wednesday and creating havoc with his crosses. He had, I think there was like 16 corner kicks, and he took every one of them, and they were dangerous every time they had them. So we'll look for him to be dangerous on dead balls and overlapping down this right side and getting crosses in.
As Michael Ish comes out to deliver that one to Anthony Arena, the 2 Houston Dynamo players on loan with the Riverhounds. Of course, that's the Dynamo and the Riverhounds contracted an affiliation this year, which has really been very, very helpful to the Hounds. So there's a dangerous ball by Mike Green, well won by Obadiah, and cleared away by Sterling Flunder. Yeah. As I was saying, it's been a great relationship, partnership with the Dynamo and with the Riverhounds. Probably the only negative, Paul, is that sometimes the Dynamos has the share of injuries, so we've lost some players like Anthony for a while, and Brian Omby, who was very, very effective beginning of the year. We have not seen him recently because he's been filling on there in MLS. So and for the Rhinos, they're working with the New England Revolution, so it brings a new dynamic to USL Pro this year, and certainly we've seen the caliber of play just continue to improve every year. Yeah,
and it's great to see those guys getting a chance, and they want to come back here and play because they get to play. When they go to their MLS teams, they're either on the bench, and if they're lucky, they get in, but 9 times out of 10 they don't. So they're really pleased to come back and get to play.
Yeah, great ball there to Alex Dixon from Johnny Mendoza, and tried to lay it off, but could not intercept. But Mendoza came deep to get that one, and then played it forward. We're seeing Jimmy Banks and Alex Dixon really hugging the touchline a little bit, trying to provide a decent amount of depth for the Rhinos.
Yeah, and I'm saying, I notice in here, Rochester can get out of trouble pretty easy because we've just got one forward up front and they have 3 defenders. So if they're in trouble, they can always knock it back and not have a worry of getting intercepted. But here's a good ball out wide, but there's 3 players against Anangwe, and it goes down.
No call. There's a little bit of mix-up there with Joseph Nguyen and Tony Walls. As we see Abasi, Anyo Abasi at the left back, and he swings that forward, or swings it to the opposite side of the field.
And they're closing. I say this is where I'd like to see us, and I'm sure that'll change as the game goes on, and start putting more pressure on their defenders when they have the ball, so we can create some mistakes and capitalize on it.
And so far, it looks like the Hounds are stepping up with a relatively high line, Paul. The back 4 are stepping up, inside the center circle, and I think trying to sort out that marking and how they're going to deal with the 3 up top.
Yeah, I'm noticing as well, we've really got the wind with the Riverhounds going from left to right. I'm looking at the flags out there, and I just saw the goalkeeper's shirt. His wind's really picked up, so ball's flying when it's up in the air, really carrying.
Yeah, it's a very, very strong wind at the Riverhounds' back right now. So as we see a very long ball from Plunder to Jose Angulo, he gives chase. He has Nguyen, and he has Kevin Kerr entering the box. Tries to
wheel and deal.
And beat Kyle Hoffer out there. And it looks like he's going to get a corner out of it finally. So
good job there. He was unlucky because he didn't have any support. Got up there quick enough. By the time they got there, he was already closed down, so he had no choice to try.
I thought he might have had an opportunity at one particular time to deliver with Kerr and Nguyen, but Hoffer closed it down relatively well. There's a dangerous in-swinger, and that one's going to go off for. I don't think Jose's going to get a call there. He's looking for a little bit of a shirt tug, but he's probably not going to get that one. So
Matty's got to adjust to too with this wind as well. When he gets up in the air, like 15, 20 feet.
Yeah, because it is coming. It was coming in that direction too. Yeah. So
it just took off.
Right. So very, very strong one, very windy day, wet, stormy day here in the city of Pittsburgh. The rain's supposed to have, we're supposed to be clear with the rain for the rest of the evening, but, some pretty ominous-looking clouds coming in. So we will see as we see Anthony Obadiah
getting pulled back.
Getting pushed, picks up a foul with Colin Rolfe. And as we see,
nice ball,
Rochester. Yeah, very. And Paul, I would expect with Rochester, always a Bob Lilly coach team, always very, very well organized,
in defense.
Very disciplined, and for sure every player is going to know their role here and how they want to play.
Yeah, exactly. Bobby does a great job of, especially defense. He's really strong. He's always tough to break down, and he has his guys very well organized, and this is what's going to be the tough job for the Riverhounds to do.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them to break it down, and the Riverhounds are going to have to really move the ball very, very quickly to try to unbalance them, and that's not easy. And, and one of the things we're seeing early on here in the 10th minute is there's a Rhino player immediately on the ball, and if not one, it's usually 2 right away. So in the 4-3-3 system they can they're really trying to pressure with 1 or 2 players right away and force the play back and force the Riverhounds to swing the play over. So they'll sit in for a while, but they're not.
Then now you can see they'll close them down.
Them coming, and J.C. Banks a lot of energy, then he'll drop. And when it goes to Mike Green, he's immediately under a little bit of pressure.
Exactly.
And here's Anthony Obadiah that is able to break it, but goes square to try to play Bob Lilly over there in the. Yeah,
he's in a black top. Maybe he saw him at a quick glance and thought it was one of his players, but obviously it wasn't. And throw into Rochester down the line on the left side. Well won there by Arena. Just got his shoulder in there and knocked the player off the ball and easily pushed it back to the keeper. Yeah, we said at the top of the telecast that Rochester's only conceded 6 goals all season, second only to actually the Wilmington Hammerheads
conceded 5, but they have played less games, 2 less games than the Rhinos. Rhinos always one of the standard top teams in USL Pro for many, many years, and I'm sure looking for a bit of resurgence with Bob Lilly back at the helm for the Rhinos.
Oh yeah, great job there.
Great
He's
job,
got
Jose
4.
wheeling and dealing, draws 4 defenders.
Oh,
handball? No, it said shoulder.
I think that was a good call. The referee, we might see a replay on that.
I don't think it was intentional. We might see that one, but Jose been very, very active on the ball.
It's good to see
and
too.
Always willing to take some on as he takes on 2, 3, 4 defenders. Yeah,
it was his chest, shoulder.
Chest and shoulders.
And the referee was in a great position to see it too. He was right facing the player, so
he's not going to get that one for sure. So again, we can see the Rhinos there with Alex Dixon. Oh, tries to swing over. That's picked off by Matty Dahlman. Here comes Kevin Kerr for the Hounds, looking for Jose, but cleared away by Tony Walls, and then again a big one by Lance Roseboom for the Rhinos, and it's over here on this left side of J.C. Banks, who's been very, very active. Colin Roof in, and to take that one in the corner with Anthony Reno.
Anthony did a good job there. Got to the ball really quick, and Wolf couldn't even get there. I don't know whether he got a knock or something, or. And then they go again, starting up the back, switching it around and trying to create some openings to slot some passes through.
Colin Roof and Alex Dixon have spent time with the Dynamo, so that's interesting. So there's a few guys with that connection on the Rochester side.
Yeah.
A lot of changes from last year's team for sure. And as Joseph Laguena
nice flick
Robbie Vincent. Robbie looking to. Oh, there's a nice little, or well done by Roseboom to pick that off.
That would have been nice to see, Gino. We saw that on Wednesday night between those two guys. Great combination that got him the 3rd goal with Robbie and Nguyen.
And with Joseph, yeah, it was a great little 1-2 play between Robbie Vincent and Joseph Nguyen. And I think, Paul, those are the kind of combination play that we're going to have to see a lot of to break down this well-organized Rochester defense.
Yeah, you're not going to really do much in the air against them. They've got some big guys at the back and are very strong and really organized. Yeah. And the only way you're going to break them down is from corner crosses, corner kicks, and quick combinations outside the edge of the box and getting some 1-2s.
You can see them as the Rhinos pull out. They're all together. Their lines are very, very compact. The back 4 comes out together. The midfield's probably about a 10-15 yard separation from the midfield line and the back 4, so they come out well as a team. As we see Kevin Kerr though pick that one off, trying to find Matty Dahlman, but again closed down immediately by Anya Obasi.
Yeah, and you can see they've got 4 players around 2 of the Riverhounds. I mean,
and here's Jose Angola. He again never hesitates if he has it on that left peg of his to pull the trigger, but not close with that one.
No, it's a little bit too high, and the wind took it.
It was a little interesting there. It's kind of funny though. I mean, Jose's been able to find little pockets of space in front of that back 4, whereas our wide players, Robbie and Matty Dahlman, have been closed down immediately.
Yeah, sure. Here's a good ball again down the Queenie, just getting it under control and knocking it back to Lish.
As we see the rain start to come here at Highmark Stadium. So it looks like windy, cold Saturday evening. Crowd starting to get their rain gears on and bundle up a little bit, but hopefully they're going to stick with us and continue to support the Riverhounds throughout the course of this game, because certainly the Riverhounds rely an awful lot on that crowd support, as we see Michael Lish boom that one, trying to find Robbie Vincent, but that's going to be cleared away by the Rhinos.
Yeah, we're not going to get too much in the air at all, Gino. I think it's got to be laid into players and then laid back, and like we said, some combination plays to break these guys down. And here's Arena looking for somebody to hit. Great ball.
Great run by Kevin Kerr, but that's going to be too strong.
Picked up again by the wind and hit the turf and shut off.
Went very, very strong at the Riverhounds back right now. So hopefully we can take advantage of that, though, Paul. Keep the Rhinos in their end.
And get some shots on goal.
Yeah, but they're doing a good job, the Rhinos. And you can see always looking at, Dixon, J.C. Banks always streaking. If they don't play to their feet, they're trying to play in behind.
Stop by the Pepsi guest service tent and sign up for your chance to win one of 2 staycation packages at the DoubleTree by Hilton Pittsburgh Green Tree.
As we see a Bossy try to find
at the newly renovated DoubleTree Hotel in Green Tree.
Colin Rolfin. Can't find him, and that's going to be controlled nicely by Tony Walls.
Yeah, really haven't seen Rochester get any chances, really. I mean, they've got down there the last couple of times, never starting to penetrate.
And clears that one. Sterling Flunder's going to clear that one away. As good battle going on there on the right flank with Danny Earls and Alex Dixon, 2 very experienced, quick players. That should be an interesting one-on-one battle throughout the evening.
And they're going to be going at it with each other, and who can come away with the ball. And there's a breakdown again.
And we're going to have to really kind of settle this thing down a little bit and try to combine as we see suddenly controlling. But again, a cleared one that Mike Green easily picks up. Kevin Kerr knocks it, and the Riverhounds will restart it and go all the way back to Michael Lish. But immediately, very high pressing. I mean, the Rhinos are again.
Oh, that's a good
great
ball.
If he can catch it, can he catch it? Jose Angul is in the box. Matty Dahlman coming late, far post, wide open if they can find Matty Dahlman. But we cannot get him as we saw Danny Earls coming up in support. Paul, I think we see Joseph making that run. We saw Kevin Kerr making one earlier that Anthony did not connect with Anthony Arena, but those are the kind of slashing runs, I think, that we're going to need to force their back four to pick players up and to challenge them a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too, Gino. I think they've got to get out there and knock these balls out wide and get behind them like they just did. And Domingo just did a great job there and held it up. Shame he didn't see Matty over here on the far side because he was wide open. Instead, he decided to lay back, and then more defenders were back there to cover.
So Rochester, again, patient with it, going back to their keeper, John McCarthy. Really, so far here, we 19th minute, 0-0 between the Hounds and the Rhinos, as we see. Nguyen going through. Robbie Vincent with a go. And well saved by John McCarthy, as we see Anthony Obadiah on the ground. And, referee, I think, wisely let that one go.
Yeah, he let it play on.
We had that shot, and it was well taken by Robbie Vincent. I was about to say that, really no real opportunities for either side, and by far that was the best chance of the evening.
Yeah, for sure, and that's what we've got to do more of, Gino. We've got this wind. When you get a chance on the edge of the box, you've got to crack these shots, and hopefully the wind's going to help it even a little bit more, and really make it tough for the keeper like he did with that one. I thought he still palmed it, but I thought it was still going to go in the net, but he just got enough on it to push it around the side. Just
went around, as we see the Riverhounds on this second corner of the evening. Matty Dahlman to take the in-swinger. And he does. He lofts that in. Oh, and just McCarthy gets a fist on that and is going to put that one out for a throw-in that will be taken there. I believe it's by Anthony Arena will take that one. It's a long throw into Joseph Nguyen. Not cleared away by the Rhinos. Now it is by Johnny Mendoza. And popped back in by former Rochester Rhino player Danny Earls. Yeah. So I'm sure the Rhino fans will have been pretty familiar with Danny's work over the last couple of years. He was, had some great years in Rochester, and we're lucky he's with us in Pittsburgh this year. We nailed down the left back spot and has really helped solidify the back four.
Yeah. A little bit of a shove there by an Engwe, I think, or was it a
free kick. McCarthy's going to boom this one, and that looks like it's going to go to Danny Earls, who drops behind Sterling Flynn, trying to find Colin Rolfe as we See Mendoza with that, and he's on the ball. All right, taking on Michael Green. Finds J.C. Banks and poked away nicely by Mike Green. Matty Dahlman coming back, but again closed down immediately by J.C. Banks. I've been really impressed how their forwards are pressing up high and not allowing us to really have any time whatsoever. I mean, J.C. Banks come in for the shot, wheeled back around to pressure them.
Yeah, as soon as he missed the shot, he went straight back to close them down again, and that's what they're doing very well, and making it difficult for the defenders to even find anybody from the back, let alone getting it out.
And again, being closed down, that's Alex Sunley, not making it easy for the Riverhounds and for Sterling Flunders. We see Danny Earls pick up the throne at that end. You're watching USL Pro Soccer on YouTube. Every USL Pro regular season and playoff game will stream live on YouTube in 2014. Features include DVR, chat, and social media interactivity. Subscribe for free to the Riverhounds YouTube channel today.
And picked up again by Rochester. Oh, Banksy. Tough one to control there. He got away from him on the slick surface, and he kind of fell over the top of it. So Riverhounds got it back.
You can also check, as we see, Kevin Kerr trying to find Jose Angola, but that easily cleared away. But good step by Anthony Obadiah. Yeah. Find Matty Dahlman. He's going to try to find Jose. He does. Ball. Great ball by Dahlman, but he's not. It's going to go over the end line. Thought he had him again, but the wind played some tricks here because that looked like a good ball initially.
Yeah, and he had a spiral going on it, so as soon as it hit the turf, it shot off as well, which made it even a little bit more difficult. But get a couple more of those and take some off it, when you cross it or sending it through, and we should be able to capitalize on them.
Yeah, check out USLProSoccer.com. Scores, stats, news, and more exclusively on USLProSoccer.com. And again, this is USL Pro on YouTube. You're at Highmark Stadium with Gene Klein and Paul Child, and in a 0-0 game between the Pittsburgh Riverhounds and the Rochester Rhinos. 23rd minute, and a pretty cold, windy day here in Pittsburgh as we see Abassi coming up. He rips. Great ball by Abassi, and really a hard, low-driven ball. That's always a dangerous one. Yeah,
very difficult for the keeper to do anything with, and especially on this slick surface, too. Once it hits, it shoots off.
He rips that. I mean, Mike Lish could not get there and almost handcuffed Danny Earls, for an own goal. So Rochester will take their first corner of the evening as we see it in the far corner, river side of the goal. And that one is going to be boxed away by Mike Lish, cleared into the air by Kevin Kerr for the Riverhounds. Jose Nguyen coming out, but well played by Roseboom.
Oh, this is the time to put him under. Yeah.
As he chased Nguyen all the way back. Nice clearance by Arena, and then a big collision with Roof and Flunder. And the Riverhounds Mike Lish will try to settle it down. Try to find Anthony Arena, and it's good. Welcome back to Anthony. He's been with the Dinos. We talked about early. They've had some injury situations, and Anthony's been up and down a little bit and catching some frequent flyer miles, I think, between Houston and Pittsburgh. As we see another former Dino player, Alec Dixon, streaking against Arena, and well done for a goal kick as. Well played by Arenas. He got that little separation.
I think we lucked out there because I think it was a corner kick.
Well, I know he gets a piece. Yeah, he did get a.
But the referee couldn't see it, so.
Yep, and I think it could definitely have been a corner. Alex Dixon protest, but it's not going to be heard. And we continue with play with the Riverhounds coming out as Sterling Flunder tries to find Dahlman, who I think was trying to one-touch that to Kevin Kerr, but that didn't work. Very well. So Obadiah, nice ball into Jose Nguyen. Tries to find Jose Angola's feet, but Jose maybe did not see a defender coming up, and it was taken away.
Yeah, I think Joseph there. I mean, I don't know what he's expecting Jose to do with that, but here comes a great cross in.
Ball cleared away though, nicely by the Rhinos. And that one's cleared right back to the Riverhounds. So the Riverhounds a little bit of sustained pressure. This is better from the Hounds as Danny Earl tries to swing that one over. Knocked back in by Abassi. Offside. Yep, and the flag was up for Kevin Kerr.
He was in an offside position, came back, but he didn't go after the ball. The defender headed it back to him, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not an offside.
Yeah, normally that would not go. So
never mind, it is. We can't do much about it.
But it is, yeah.
It's pretty much been end to end. It's like one time down Rochester's end now.
As we see, good shot. Taken by Johnny Mendoza, but right at Michael Liss. Mendoza did not hesitate for that one. He's been very active, Mendoza, in the midfield, and he and Sunley trying to support Colin Roof up there with Banks and Dixon out wide. As we've seen Banks and Dixon flip-flop a little bit. Dixon over to the left side, Banks over to the right side.
Yeah, they're definitely moving around and trying to make some confusion here. And having the defenders
as we
wondering
see Banks
where
again closing down Danny Earls, which is what we've seen Banks do on the opposite side when it was swung over to Mike Green. We'll see if Dixon plays that similar. Anthony Arena trying to find Kevin Kerr, shows in, gives that one to Mike Green. Good one into Jose Angula. Closed down immediately by Cal.
There's a nice overlap.
Great run by Danny Earls. Can he get a good cross off? And I think that would be a corner.
No.
6. I thought the Rochester got a piece of that one, but it's going to be a goal kick. But good little run, and that's the kind of combination. Robbie Vincent holds it nicely to Danny Earls, can get around, and cross goes over top. Nike is a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Great header by Arena. As we see Dixon turn and go on Mike Green. Mike Green chasing and close them down and stop the drill. But Dixon's going to get the cross out. And ball brought back in the middle by Earls and then cleared up in the air by Obadiah. J.C. Banks slipped a little bit that one, Paul, I think, on that cross, or that could have been really dangerous. We see Robbie Vincent cutting across the center of the park.
Yeah, and here we go, switch of play again.
And Paul, I think one of what we saw from that left side with Danny Earls filling that space. I mean, Vincent was clearing across, and Matty Dahlman was pushing up. You think the Riverhounds can release like Michael Green a little bit earlier there, because he really had no one. Dahlman pushed up on Obasi, and there was no one here at that space. As we see Greeny now try to stretch it out a little bit. So they're going to have to recognize those spaces a little bit quicker.
Yeah, definitely. The guys who are on the ball at the back have got to check it out real quick, and if he's open, get it out to him quicker.
As we see, Nguyen tried to find Angulo.
Too many bodies.
Well done by Rochester. Greeny a little bit of ball in the air, tough one for Obadiah, but he deals with it well. It was Angola attracting 2-3 defenders every time. Dahlman rips one across, but that's going to go to John McCarthy, who's done very, very well for Rochester. Rookie goalkeeper out of LaSalle, Philly kid. Has done, been very impressive in his rookie campaign for the Rochester Rhinos. As we see Mendoza try to find Dixon. Yeah, he's going to rip one across. Well taken by Mike Lish.
Yeah, that was curling back in towards the inside of the post there, and keeper got a hold of it really well and kept hold of it, which was good. Yeah. And here we go on a counter-attack again. But you can see Rochester's all back there. His body's back there.
All back and organized, and you can see their lines, midfield and forwards. As we see, good ball into Kevin Kerr. Tries to get a little knock on, but just it's going to go harmlessly to McCarthy. Now we have it out to Mendoza. And Paul, you mentioned that's not a good one for Mendoza trying to find Dixon. You mentioned earlier. I mean, there's been some end-to-end stuff, and it's I think both teams both teams very, very well organized, and when they do get it and they have some numbers, they're flying, trying to make something happen.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting. Dixon's staying on this left-hand side here. I don't know whether Bobby just thought he would switch him over here, put him against Green, felt he would do more for him.
He's behind Green there. Thankfully Anthony Arena wins that one on Roof, because if he does not, Dixon was flying. Greeny got hooked up a little bit higher on him, but we'll see. As we see, their shape is well maintained, and we'll see.
It might have something. Might have something to do with Danny Earl too, you know, being used to these players. I mean, he came from Rochester. I don't know whether they had a chance to play him with Dixon or against him, and they just didn't want him over there and brought him onto this left side because he's been dangerous since he's been over here, Junior.
Yeah, I think Dixon's. I don't know if Dixon would have played with Danny Earl. Yeah, Banks would have, but I don't know. I think Dixon was with Houston last year.
Well, you can see Banks is over there now. Maybe he feels comfortable with Banksy going against him, you know, for some reason.
Yeah, or, you know, and there's a good service by Banks that time, or just perhaps they just want to switch things up a little bit and try to get some different looks there and show their mobility and what they can do. Have Dixon go against Greeny and you know, Banksy go against Earls and see what happens. Either way, they haven't. It has not detracted from their system and how they want to play, because you can see you know how well organized, and they'll drop back to really become what is almost a 4-5-1. You know, defensively.
At DoubleTree by Hilton, Pittsburgh Green Tree, every little thing we do adds up to create a rewarding experience.
32nd minute here from Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Riverhounds 0, Rochester Rhinos 0.
Tonight's winning row.
Cold, windy, little rainy day in the city of Pittsburgh.
Section 102.
But so far, you know, 0-0, very, very exciting games. We see Roof kind of climb over Anthony Obadiah.
It's a good opportunity for us again.
A little bit of pushing going on as we see the replay there. Roof just pushed Obadiah down, and Anthony was not exceptionally happy with that. Roseboom tried to stop the play, and referee trying to tell Mr. Mendoza he needs 10 yards from Matty Dahlman. Dahlman, again, taking just about all the free kicks for the Hounds.
Yep. And you know he's going to whip it in and curve it in there, so hopefully somebody can get on the end of it.
And that's Rochester going to win that one very well. Dahlman can't get it over the first defender. Here's a good battle with Dixon and Mike Green. Dixon does well to get it back. Not
kick.
A good clearance from McCarthy. Obadiah, though, elects. Oh, good ball to Dahlman. He whips one in, finds Kevin Kerr. Can he get a turn? And he cannot. And I think that's going to be a trip coming out against Kevin Kerr for Rochester ball. So
great opportunity here, Juno. If somebody could have got a better touch on the first touch, he would have got a shot away before the defender got there, or even just flicked it on with a one-touch first time.
I believe that was Kyle Hoffer coming over, you know, veteran Rochester player, and was able to block it out, desperation block, but well done on his part, because Kerr had a nice first touch, adjusted down, and was trying to wheel and deal with his right foot. The Rhinos also are, you know, they're without their captain tonight. Tyler Rosenlund, who's actually was on the team of the week last week in USL Pro. So you know, a bit of a loss for them, but you know, I know that they feel they have some talent. Again, looking one-on-one, and does well again, and well done by Anthony Arena. And Dixon's been really dangerous out in that flank, you know, creating some space against Mike Green. As a boss, he does well for the Hounds. Here's Dixon again, and again sliding tackle from Anthony Arena, who's been superb so far in the back for the Hounds. He
will not take any prisoners, that's for sure. He was just going to make sure that Dixon's been dangerous over this side. He's been creating a bit of a havoc over there.
See Tony Walls trying to find you. I believe that's that Banks over there on the far side, and to Roseboom for the Rhinos. Back to Walls. And to Obasi. So now this is just off the foot of Mendoza, and it'll be a Riverhound ball. Visit USL Pro fan page at Facebook at facebook.com/USL Pro, and follow at USL Pro on Twitter for all the latest updates. Pittsburgh Riverhounds 0 and the Rochester Rhinos 0, approaching the 36th minute at Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh.
Been a pretty even game so far, Gino. As we said, back and forth. I think Riverhounds may have the little advantage with a couple of decent shots, and but just towards the end here, the last 5 minutes or so, Rochester's been driving some balls across the box and nobody's been able to get on the end of them.
Yeah, the best opportunity of the evening for the Riverhounds was a good shot by Rob Vincent, which was saved nicely by John McCarthy and the goal, and for sure the best opportunities for Rochester, as you said, have been some driven balls around the flanks, as we see Nguyen find Matty Dolman and closed down quickly by Abassi.
Yeah, Matty's not been able to get that bending ball in there, you know, and the defender's been doing really well with him.
Nothing there. Kerr's looking all around. I guess they're saying inadvertent. I mean, both players walking out. As we see Dixon on the ball. Oh, he beats 2-3 defenders, but went one too far to Flunder. Here comes Robbie Vincent from the other flank. Mendoza, just a little bit of miscommunication with Ian Roof as Roof was checking in, and he tried to play him out wide. Yeah, I don't, it'd be interesting.
This is a trip, I think. Look.
Well, yeah, it wasn't intentional. They just are just bumping into each other. And of course, Kerr was not. Certainly wasn't facing goal or anything like that, but Kevin was looking towards the referee assistant, but didn't see, no help there, as we see Angula wheeling and dealing. And then again, drawing a couple defenders. Well done by Jose. Tries to find Kerr, slashing through. And Jose's been creating some difficulty when they can find his feet. He's
he's very dangerous, but you can see. I mean, he's got 3 or 4 guys around him. He's got to try and get that little one touch and then split those guys, because somebody's got to be free there when you've got 4 players around you. So he's creating some havoc there.
38th minute, 0-0, Rochester and the Riverhounds.
Here's a chance.
And Sunday taking it still live. Banks coming in. But it's cleared away by the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Throwing on the far side for the Rhinos.
Yeah, I think the first goal here, we need to get a goal here, and that's going to open up a lot of things. Obviously, we're a little bit biased.
Bossy going forward, he's gonna have a go, and that's not a bad effort from good 25-30 yards out.
Yep.
But right at Mike Lish, he found a little bit of space past Kevin Kerr. No one closed down quickly enough, and he had a go. But fortunately for the Riverhounds, that went directly to Mike Lish.
Seems like the wind's dropped a little bit too. I'm looking at the around a little bit.
I was about to say, it seems to be changing, swirling around, so that it's going to be dangerous for players in the air and also for goalkeepers, as Dixon come all the way back now and calmly take that one as Joseph Nguyen gives a little bit of chase. And Rochester will be out.
Rochester doing well there, keeping possession and keeping, knocking it around, and the Hounds kind of really putting some pressure on now, and every time they've got it, and now.
A long one. You can see the wind hold that one up and brings it right down to J.C. Banks, who is trying to find a little bit of support, and that's knocked away by Danny Earls. Obadiah stripped of it by Colin Roof, and he finds Alex Dixon, who's been very, very dangerous on the flank. Looks for Abassi overlapping. He tries to take on Dahlman. And looks like he went for a little bit of a meg, but he's going to get a corner out of it, and that will be the second corner for the Rhinos. J.C. Banks to take it for the Rhinos. J.C. Banks, of course, the son of former U.S. international player Jimmy Banks, played on national teams, I believe, back in the late 80s and early 90s. And he is that one out again.
Job,
Michael is well done to get 2 fists on that and clear that one through.
Especially with the wind factor. And here it comes again.
Another one. And nothing. Still out there. Dixon, goal.
By 3.
That's not a foul. I mean, that's what they're complaining about.
Complaining.
Referee.
So Alec Dixon on that one. Here's the replay. and we thought maybe a foul there on Tony Walls. It's still Alex Dixon, unassisted goal in the 41st minute.
Yeah, the Riverhound players complaining to the referee, but you know, I don't know. It didn't look like a deliberate foul. I think Lish was a little bit slow getting. You know, he couldn't get up high enough actually, and caught the back of the Rochester player, and then couldn't get his feet again to get up. But
could not get up. There was plenty of bodies there. He tried to get over. I think it was Colin Roof that he tried to get over, and just couldn't get a good fist. And it, you know, it could have been. You know, was it one of those situations where the ball was held up a little bit? You know, he had his approach to the ball and just couldn't come up cleanly with it. So Rochester gets that all-important first goal here before halftime, and again, and so we're in the 42nd minute as the Rhinos take a 1-0 lead over the Riverhounds, and now the Riverhounds are going to have to step it up a little bit and see if we can create some chances. And Matty Dahlman tries to one-touch. Rosemont can a goal they have one, but well closed. Kyle Hoffer.
I don't know what Jose was trying to think there, trying to kick it through the guy when there was a player on his left. Should have been a little flick. Maybe he thought he could just get a break and get it through his legs, but that's not going to happen too often.
So we'll throw in for the Rhinos, and can the Riverhounds answer this goal and tie it up before the half? As we see, the Rhinos and Anthony Reno's done very well to Robbie Vincent, to Obadiah.
A lot of space out there on the left wing, but don't know where. Matty's got too many bodies in front of him. Now they're trying to switch it.
But again, we get, you know, the Rhinos very difficult to break down. Not too many passing lanes, Paul, into Jose or Nguyen. They're struggling to find that space.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting to see what happens if we go into the second half 1-0 down. You know, maybe Justin might throw in another forward up front with Jose and trying to cause some more problems for the Rochester defenders.
Yeah, we do have Collins John available. He's served his 3-game suspensions. We see a foul against Robbie Vincent. You know, and he started, got a good 45 minutes in the Open Cup match against the Red Bulls under 23.
Yep.
So he could be available.
I'm sure he's really looking to come in and would be excited to get in there. But a little bit of a wasted free kick there. We took it quick, and really there was nowhere to go. So we may have been better off holding on to that, pushing players forward and getting across into the box.
And there's a foul as we see the replay there with Anthony Obadiah, who felt that he was just going through the ball, but I believe he
pushed off.
He pushed off, and I think he caught someone with his cleat. As we see Abassi, who's been very, very effective coming forward from that left back. Oh, slides a nice little ball in, trying to find Dixon, but again, Arena was there to read that one very well, cut across. But I think, was that flag up, Paul? I think.
Yeah.
I think they called Dixon, but a nice little ball. Bossy has been impressive here coming.
Yeah, he's really streaking forward and what's happening is Dixon's going out wide too, so it's making it really good for him because he can either slot the ball to Dixon or take players on him himself. So he's not going to work when the wind's blowing that way. It's not really blowing actually right now. It's stopped for some reason.
Yeah,
the flags
it really has. The flags are down a little bit, so. I think the Hounds are going to have to, again, stay a little bit more focused and a little bit more disciplined on what they want to do as far as keeping the ball. It seems we're getting 1 or 2 passes, and then we give it away. We're giving it away, and Rochester is very, very effective. You know, there has to be a little bit more patience because, you know, Rochester is going to be a well-organized team, very disciplined.
Yep.
And Kevin and Joseph are going to have to work hard to find those little spaces that they can. Those little pockets of spaces, I think, in front of the back four. As we
Dixon
see Dixon again, Flunder sliding tackle. And there's Mendoza. And try to slide it into Roof, but well played by Dahlman Obadiah. And that's cleared away by the Riverhounds.
It's a nice little combination. And there goes Danny down the left side, but there's again he's picked up and covered. You know, there was no space for him there. So very, very tough to break Rochester down. It's going to be, unless we you know, really push some more guys up front and make it difficult for them to get out of the back.
And again, I think one of the things that as they've just announced 1 minute at a time. One of the things I think when we've seen the Riverhounds do very well, Paul, and generate a lot of chances is when that midfield of Kerr and Dahlman and Vincent, Nguyen, they have a lot of mobility, a lot of movement, and interchanging positions, and, and they're going to have to do a lot of that to break Rochester down. As we see Obadiah fight off a couple challenges there from Sunley, and Sterling Flunder will come out of it for the Hounds, but again, nowhere to go.
Hopefully looking to try and get one last shot on goal probably before the end of the half.
And that's
and we're not going to get it by giving it away.
But I
like
think that's going to be halftime.
Yep.
It looks like. Yes, it's going to be halftime. Halftime here at Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds trailing the Rochester Rhinos 1-0. And Paul, what do you think we're going to see at the second half?
Well, I think Justin's going to definitely have to do something and trying to penetrate this Rochester defense. You know, they've got so many bodies back there. You know, it's tough to break them down, and I don't know how. Getting some supporting players up front and maybe push 2 forwards up front instead of 1.
Okay. So we'll see a couple changes as we see Bob blow the tie. Here's a couple chances for the Hounds. With that was one with Dahlman to, and Gula did very, very well. Tried to find Nguyen, but that shot was over top. Just could not get over. Get over.
That
top
was the
of that
one. I think somebody was on the left of him, and he just didn't know they were there. I don't think didn't get a call.
Right, here's Jose again doing some brilliant feet here, brilliant footwork, and Riverhounds, he turns and hit that shot right off the shoulder of a Rhino defender. Here's a corner from J.C. Banks, and well boxed away by Michael Lish.
Again, Jose doing well.
Some great fast footwork by Jose Angola to Nguyen.
This is a good
to Matty Dahlman, and this is a rip by Anu Obasi, who really does well to come through. And here's the goal, a collision with Walls and with.
Mistimed it really, didn't he? You know, he mistimed his jump out coming out and kind of just dropped down and couldn't get back on his feet to try and get a hold of the ball.
And unfortunately, it dropped right to Alex Dixon, and he buries it for the lead 1-0. And as you said, Paul, we're gonna, they're gonna have to do something and make a couple tweaks and tactical little changes to try to generate some attack and generate some more scoring chances. But I think for sure the Riverhounds are still right in this game. It was a very, very even half, and we're just waiting for other side to score that goal.
Definitely, it's going to be real close. I think it's going to be tight all the way through.
So that's it for us for this first half. Please come back in a few minutes to catch the second half of this exciting USL Pro. And the Rochester Rhinos. Rhinos on top at the moment, 1-0 over the Riverhounds. We'll be back in about 10-12 minutes. For Paul Child, I'm Gene Klein. We'll see you in a bit. Thank you.
The 2014 World Cup.
Hey, welcome back, everyone, to Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm Gene Klein, along with Paul Child. We're here for this late second half goal by Alex Dixon, have taken a 1-0 lead over the Riverhounds. And Paul, it looks like we're going to see the one change that we thought we might see happening for the Riverhounds, and that is Collins John will enter the game here in the second half for the Riverhounds.
Yeah, I don't know who he's replacing right now. Do you know these guys are just still coming out? But
I think it might be Joseph Nguyen. I have not seen him enter the field yet, and I still see Kevin Kerr. So
we're waiting for the fourth official. He's going to put this up on his board in something like that, Gino. He's got to put some pressure on this Rochester defense because it's so strong.
So we are looking to see Collins Johns. I believe he's going to go in for Nguyen. I mean, Collins Johns, and we'll see if Justin Evans, I would think, probably will go from the 4-1-4-1 that he had been playing to maybe a straight up 4-4-2.
Yeah.
As we see Collins, they put his number up. And, yeah, I believe it is Joseph. There was some last-minute instructions from Coach Justin Evans and say, Collins, you got to pick us up, my man. We need some goals. We got to get a goal, and that's what you're here for. And
see what you can do.
The Riverhounds need a win. So, and again, we'll see. I think that's a dangerous duo with Collins and Jose Anguilla, and maybe that's the two that can break down this Riverhound defense.
Well, they've both got 45 minutes on Wednesday, and they both look pretty good. When Jose came in, he really picked it up, and we hope to see the same thing happening right here.
So it looks like you will go with Kerr and Obadiah in the center midfield, and as we thought there, it's going to be straight up 4-4-2, and I believe that's the only changes. We'll double check to see if we can see anything for the Rhinos, as we see the Rhinos surging forward, and there's Mendoza. That ball is taken out of the air by Mike Lish, and but I think everything looks about straight up for the
same lineup. I think
same lineup for the Rhinos, who are on all white, going left to right on your screen. Riverhounds all black, going right to left. So again for the Rhinos, as we see Colin Johns with his first touch. And that's going to be off Pat McMahon, the right back. So in the back for the Rhinos, McMahon, Tony Walls, Kyle Hoffer, and very effective in the first half, Anya Abassi. And with the midfield, Alex Sunday, Lance Roseboom, Johnny Mendoza. Up front for the Rhinos, J.C. Banks, Colin Roof, and Alex Dixon.
And you can see again, that Dixon's come onto the right side this time again.
Which is where he started the game.
Yeah. And start the second half the same way.
They seem to flip as we see a good run by Jose Anguilla as he draws a couple defenders, Hoffer, and tries to split Hoffer and McMahon, but doesn't do so. But it's one back by Vincent. Danny Earle's trying to overlap Robbie Vincent to Anthony Obadiah is going to swing that all the way over to Sterling Flunder. So we'll see. So far, I mean, the Rhinos were very, very difficult to break down in a 4-3-3, and we'll see if that becomes more of a 4-5-1 as the Hounds put pressure on.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that right now. It's they've got one forward up front, and
as we see, goal kick. I think Collins wanted a corner, but that's going to be a goal kick. First half stats, both teams very, very even contest. Again, as we mentioned, 41st minute goal by Alex Dixon, and a bit of a scramble in front of the goal, a ball that Mike Lish bumped into Tony Walls, and the ball dropped and was not effectively cleared, and Dixon buried it, as we see Colin Roof give chase to Sterling Flunder, and taken out by Robbie Vincent. But stats were very, very even. 2-2 in corners. The Rhinos had a little bit of edge in shots, 4-2. Three saves, or one save for Johnny McCarthy in the goal, and it was a nice one against Robbie Vincent, the Hounds' best chance of the evening, and 3 saves for Mike Lish. you know. And,
there goes Banks
good
down the
ball.
left
There goes
side.
J.C. Banks.
And Dixon laying off behind him.
And fortunately, a little bit of slip from Colin Rolfe as he tried to make that near post run, Paul. And again, but we saw the attack and how they're able to get out effectively on the counter. Here's Colin Johns, you know, with a battle with Walls, but it's gonna be won by Tony Walls. And here comes Mendoza out to find Dixon.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a step behind.
He wants to run at the Riverhounds and tries to play that in behind, but that was not going to work.
Miscommunication there between Mendoza and Dixon. I think he was just looking for a flick through there and chasing it.
One of the things that we saw was very effective for Rochester in the first half, of course, you know, Banks and Dixon playing wide like his wingers and not hesitant to run at the Riverhounds. And I think from the Riverhounds, and we have not seen enough of that, with the exception of maybe Jose Angulo.
Yeah, he's about the only one been going at people, and I think we've got to do more of that. I think you're going to see Robbie Vincent pushing up a little bit higher here on the left side in midfield, and kind of like Matty Dolman doing the same thing on the right.
Oh, and there's a bit of a miss by Rosebaum, and Colin Johns went with it, but foul
and a quick one
against Sunley, and that's it.
Oh
no. And he wants to book. He's going to book Alex Sunday on that one after that foul. They're going to see the slip there from Rosebaum, and Colin Johns comes up, and a little bit of a collision with Sunley. So that'll be so he is booked. He's in the book with the yellow in the 49th minute.
Hopefully can get something going here with this.
Yeah, Matty Dahlman again on the free kick for the Riverhounds. Can they pick one up here? He has a great ball in, but that's cleared away. Dangerous ball, but no one running.
Nope.
Beside Jose, who had cleared the space. And here comes Dixon. Foot race with Flunder. He's going to win that one. So Sterling covers nicely behind Danny Earls, who had pushed up a little bit.
Yeah, the Rochester team very quick on this transition. They're just getting out of there so quick at the moment, you know, and catching the hands on one-on-ones and two-on-two situations as we're trying to push forward, trying to create some chances.
You know, at the time we found Colin John, but a little bit of a, you know, not a terrific first touch back to Mike Green, which put him under a little bit of pressure.
Give it away again there.
And then we give it away, and Rhinos give it right back to us. Well, here's Colin Johns again, and you know, over to Matty Dahlman.
And they're getting in the box of some bodies.
But see again, this you know, right there, I think we had talked about this a little bit at halftime, but Matty was content to take the touch and tried to deliver the serve, and it's becoming a little bit predictable.
Yeah, it's easy for the defender to figure it out. He knows he's going to knock it to the side and then get across it. And there's a good one. He did with his left foot that time. But when a defender starts getting that, he's blocking it all the time. That's where Matty's got to be a little bit more creative and come and take him on like he was doing last season. He was going inside with his left foot and drawing more players out, making a little pass through or getting a real good shot on goal, and then doing good crosses, mixing it up a little bit.
He has to start mixing up a little bit. He's looking for that cross a little bit too early every time, and sometimes guys aren't in the box, and again, defenders are just closing down that cross. If they're, you know, as they step up higher to close down that cross, that's the time for Matty to use his wheels and his soccer brain and try to get around some guys and draw some center backs out of the play.
Yeah.
So far, he hasn't been able to, you know, get anything by Obasi.
No. And again, they're closing him down quick too. There's two players on him right away as well, so makes it difficult, and that's what they're doing.
And that's the one thing we said that they did very well in the first half. Whenever it is out wide to Dahlman or to Vincent, or if right away there's one or two guys on those players, and it's making it difficult for those lanes. As we see Robbie trying to find, but again, nothing inside. He has to come back again
and start over. Yep.
Long one in. There's Colin Johns. Oh, well done. Then a rip. Oh!
Handball? No. I mean, that's what we're looking
well
for.
done by Pat McMahon. Great cover for him that came over from the right back spot. But, boy, there's where Colin John's going to be effective. I mean, that ball into him, he's turned, wheeled, with the fender right on his back and
really
just
took it down well.
Really
with his
take
chest.
it down well and ripped. There it is, the replay off where McMahon, credit to him, came sliding over from his right back spot behind Tony Walls and took that one. That was a great job on his part. But that's a little bit better from the Riverhounds, and that's the kind of stuff that we expect from a player of the quality of Colin Johns.
Exactly.
And he's a guy, too, that, we know has the ability to run at defenders.
Yeah, we've seen him do it a few times when he got the first couple of games in, and now we're just trying to see him come back and do it again. But that was nice to see him get that. Got to give him some little confidence,
and
too.
Here's a dangerous one for Wolf. He slides one to Dixon. And I don't know. I'm not sure why Dixon didn't have a shot there. That goes to Sunlight.
It there. I don't think it was. Think it was behind him a little bit. So
I think he would have been better off trying to have it going and trying to get across as we see Roof find a way. And he just maybe mistimed the run. Looked like he was trying to tweak it around, but just got there. Maybe the ball a little bit late or a little bit behind him.
11 years old.
But dangerous opportunity for the Rhinos, and that would have been. 2-0 lead will be very, very difficult for the Hounds to overcome. So as we see them coming out of the back, and I think too, this ball has to move faster through the midfield.
Oh yeah. Once they get us to slow it down and go back, they're just grinding it out and slowing the game down, and they're not interested in anything long and high. They think they've got a chance of winning, and balls like that just getting cut out.
So Rochester holding on to 1-0 lead over the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Just entering the 56th minute of play at Highmark Stadium. As we see Johnny Mendoza giving chase for the Rhinos. And I think we got a foul whistled against, on the back. I believe it was Tony Walls on the back of Colin Johns. And,
that's why Colin Johns is good, because Johns is very clever at backing up into the play and getting these calls. So, hopefully they're going to get something out of this. He times it just right, Gino, when he feels this defender coming on him. Yeah.
As we see Dahlman whip that in, it's taken, and that's going to be played out by McMahon, I believe, for the third Riverhound corner kick of the night. Matty Dahlman again getting plenty of activity on these serves. Riverhound certainly got a lot of practice with it Wednesday night in the U.S. Open Cup. Paul, he had 16 of these corners, so hopefully we've had enough. The timing is down, and we can get the tie and goal here as we see McCarthy take that one out of the air for the Rhinos.
A little bit too close to goal there to get anybody on the end of that, Gino. McCarthy's going to come out and pick those up easy.
Yeah, it looks like we had pretty nasty first half weather-wise. It seems to have died down as we see Mendoza trying to find J.C. Banks. Still very cool, low 50s, but the wind and the rain have gone away, Paul, so it's a little better conditions. Kevin Kerr looking for, and as he goes after Rosemoon there.
And you can't wait for those, Gino. You got to, if you don't, you got to listen for the whistle. If it's not called, you got to keep playing. You can't just keep stopping and thinking, "Oh, hold your hands up and hope the referee's going to give you something." You got to continue playing.
And it's, the Riverhounds have had so many tough calls go against them that just hope that the players are not letting that frustration creep in on every little call that's taking away from their focus and their concentration
Well,
of the
it
game.
does do that, and and I know that for a fact, and you do. But in this situation, we've just got to be all working for each other, and we just got to say, hey, we're not getting the call, so we've got to do something about it. We just got to keep working and giving 100%. And
another free kick taken by the Hounds. That's gonna, and again looking for Collins John. But that's going to be cleared away out by the Rhinos. Robbie Vincent for the Hounds tries to get a serve in. And Roof will clear it to Alex Dixon. Tries to touch it by Matty Dahlman, but the Hounds will win it, and Dixon will lose it to Kevin Kerr.
Yeah, he had 3 players around him at that time and made the wrong decision. But, this guy can be pretty good when he's got the ball at his feet. He's been dangerous a few times.
And here's Danny Earls pushing forward, but that touch gets away. But the Rhinos clear it right back to Sterling Flunder of the Riverhounds.
There's a breakthrough in the middle. Arena coming up. Nice play.
Not Kevin Kerr. That was Kevin Kerr.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And Obadiah. Trip.
Oh, got a call on that.
The Rhinos don't like that one. But it's going to, as we see the replay here, Anthony Obadiah.
He kicked him in the back.
A little bit of a nudge by Colin Roof. Not a lot going on there. But enough for a foul. I don't think enough for a booking, but enough for a foul. And Matty Dahlman will have yet another free kick, and the Hounds got to capitalize on one of these, Paul. We've had enough. We've had enough of them.
Yeah, definitely. It's got to come soon. We can't let this game get way into the late minutes without getting a tying goal at least.
As we see, I'm sure, Matty Dahlman looking for Collins Johns. He's looking for Angula, and again, that's well done there by, I believe, Alex Sunley for the Rhinos. So a number of bodies in there.
Yeah, I still see Colin John and Jose both in the same spots, you know, one behind each other, like 2 or 3 yards away, where you think it should be a little bit bigger gap, where when one misses the ball, the other one can come in behind it. You know what I mean? And,
if they're playing off each other and trying to draw some attention and getting some movement, but they were in the same spot that time.
Yeah, exactly.
As we see Vincent to Kevin Kerr, he's going to knock it into Anthony Obadiah. Good ball into Jose Angulo, who finds a good spot. Quick one, tries to find Colin Johns, Kevin Kerr. A little bit better there in that Jose found that little pocket of space. Anthony turned, looked inside, and we saw a great run out of there by Kevin Kerr. So I think that's the kind of stuff. If one of those forwards check John or Angulo, then we have to see some people moving off the ball off behind them.
Yep.
And here's good. Colin Ruff. He doesn't have any support, so he's going to have a go. And late call there, I think, looking over to the referee assistant, but a little bit of late call between Lish and Flunder, and it'll be a corner kick for Rochester. So that's their third of the evening, as J.C. Banks will put this one down. I'm sure he's going to be looking for, big Colin Roof, maybe the center backs, Walls, Hoffer. Hoffer stays back, but Tony Walls is going to go, and of course Abassi. That's one from Dixon, but that's saved by Mike Lish.
Yeah, we got to get out of there quicker.
We got to get out of there quicker, yeah. And Lish a little bit frustrated because we weren't out there quick enough, because he was ready to let it fly. Yeah,
everybody's taking a breather, and you can't afford that when you're 1 goal down. You got to get out of there as quick as you can. Try and catch Rochester getting back slowly and getting some numbers up on them.
As we see Kevin Kerr find Matty Dahlman. To Arena. And again, but we need movement here from the Hounds, because the defenders are knocking it, and they're looking, and it's the stuff over top's not going to work, not this deep in.
No, it's and that's what we need. Need some crossover runs and creating some openings and giving these players on the ball some options. We kind of like stagnant standing, and there's nothing easier to mark for a defender when you're just standing there, because if you're moving, then they don't know what to do. Pick you up, go with you.
There's a good ball from Danny Earls and a header from Anguilla. Yeah, I mean, just but that will be over for a goal kick. I mean, the previous play that we saw earlier that we like, where Jose checked in, Kevin was running behind him. Collins was making a diagonal run across the goal, and that was creating some opportunity. We missed the pass, but that's the kind of
creativity we need.
We need that mobility from the players. That Rochester's too well organized a team that they're just not going to knock it up to some players and hope that something happens. And foul against Rochester on this one.
He got hit pretty good there, but Matty was determined to win that ball in the air, and he may be pretty small, but he can get up.
No, he can get up. No doubt about it. We see Kevin Kerr on the ball again, and we just knocked that one. That one away.
Corner kick? No,
I think it's going to foul on Kerr. But again, Dolman, you like the idea of the combination where Kevin was running through and one-touch ball from Dolman, but he's putting Kevin in a spot that he really hasn't much a chance. And as we said earlier, I think Matty can make those combinations and those crosses a lot more effective as he starts running at some players a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't seen him do it maybe once tonight, and that's not like him. He usually 2 or 6 times during a game he'll go at players and make it hard for them. But the defenders been doing a real good job on him.
So we'll see some, and been some great battles out here, and there's another one as we wheel away from. Oh, good, well done by Danny Earls to clear that one very alertly as they got away from Mike Green on the left side, and here's a long one, and that's going to be played back to McCarthy. He's going to let that roll at his feet. Again, well done by the right back. Pat McMahon here in the second half all of a sudden has had some very alert plays.
Yes, really.
As McCarthy's going to play that a long one into Colin Rofe. He's going to play catch with his fellow goalkeeper Michael Ish, and maybe some full field goalie wars. But we'll see what Lish can do with this one as he booms that up, and
that brings back camp days.
That's going to be a win with Tony Walls, and Hounds are battling Kerr and Gula. But they can't hold on to it, and Rochester's going to come out with that. As we see Dixon, who certainly is not hesitant to run at some players, and a big collision with he and Obadiah, who is again fiery player out there.
I think he did hurt himself there, Dixon. He got caught really strange on the ball, as you might see here in this replay.
Yeah, well, we can't see that one, but
he's struggling.
He's struggling. So a big collision with he. Yeah, here's the replay here with he and Anthony Obadiah.
Well, he twisted his knee really badly.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you see that, really.
I see the Rochester trainer come out and
I feel bad for
taking him over in the far side. So. It looks like he's going to go back. I think I saw I didn't see the old universal, hand circling for a change. So it appeared that the Rhino trainer said, give us a minute and we'll be okay. And Dixon's back on the field.
A little bit surprised there because I looked at his knee and it really went sideways, and it got like his shoe got caught in the turf.
So we saw the Rochester coaching staff up. Bob Lilly, Scott Vallow, looking over, is he okay? And trainer gave the thumbs up that it was good.
Nice turn by Jose.
And he's going to have a go, but again, Sales over top. Of course, Jose back, you know, a couple weeks absence due to some serious family issues, and you know, still looking a lot more active each game. Paul, getting back closer to his old self, and he had a good goal on Wednesday in the Open Cup, and certainly we're overdue for one here.
Yeah.
69th minute, 1-0, Rochester Rhinos over the Pittsburgh Riverhounds at Highmark Stadium. Very, very even contest so far. Both sides with some, with a lot of the ball and some good chances, as we see Jose Angola try to find Colin Johns, and that has to be a foul. And this is a dangerous one.
That's a yellow card.
And it got to be a yellow. Who is that? I'm not sure who that issued.
It was a good obstruction. He knew he was on his way there. And
here's the replay again, Jose. That's, as we said, that's what we. I think that's going to be Mendoza on the yellow card.
The Riverhounds would like to welcome the following groups to this evening's game: Ringgold Lighting, PA Crew U11.
So yellow card in the 68th minute, I believe.
I'd like to see Matty Dolman here take a shot. I think he's going to. This is an opportunity here for a great shot to the top right-hand corner if possible. But obviously the keeper's going to be over there. But
I mean, he's certainly, the way he whips them in, I mean, and hits that dangerous in-swinger, this would be a great opportunity for him. It's a perfect angle for Dolman, and boy, do the Riverhounds need one right here.
Yeah, and the players need to follow this one in just in case he gets it. He's got to keep it down low, so if it skips up and there's a rebound, that somebody gets on top of it.
You know, Robbie Vincent, Kevin Kerr right outside the four-man wall of the Hounds. Looks like Dixon's going to try to charge the ball, and he's going to whip it in, but he hits it into the wall. And Obadiah comes over for the Hounds, plays wide to Mike Green.
Didn't get a good touch on that ball and kicked it out of bounds, actually.
We see a couple substitutions coming on first for the Riverhounds. It's going to be Sessi Diabaka. We'll see who's coming off for Seth. And number 5, Babacar Diallo. Another defender looks like he's coming in for Tony Walls. So straight swap there, and Dahlman coming off for.
Yeah, I just saw that. And
yeah, so Sessi Diabaka, and I think
maybe Justin's seeing the same as
same we're seeing, yeah, which is, you know, wasn't the greatest game for Matty Dahlman. It looks like a straight swap as Sessi Diabaka will go out in the right flank, and we'll see. And it looks like with 71st minute, Dixon's coming out, Diallo's coming out as a defender, so we'll see how Bob Lilly changes this up, because Diallo's a defender.
Yeah. I think he hurt himself on that last.
So is he gonna drop really into a 4-5-1 now?
Yeah.
We'll see. It looks like he's a big guy. It looks like he's adding. I mean, he's going right to the back with Walls, but they still have Hoffer in the game. So is he going to go?
That's a bad ball. Yeah. Well done there by Danny. And switches it.
Almost looks like Paul. Looks like he's going 5 in the back. I mean, Diallo's marking Colin Johns, Kyle Hoffer's in the center with Walls and Diallo. So we'll see how Bob elects to play this one.
Got a free kick again.
Got a free kick again for the Hounds.
And now Robbie Vincent's probably going to take this. Another guy with a good right foot. He's going to try and bend this one in, get somebody on the end of it.
And we have some numbers in, cleared away by the Rhinos. Danny Earls will find Obadiah. Goes back to Danny Earls, but he's going to be closed down. And Sessi Diabaka, great little combination from Seth.
He got a good bounce there.
Kevin Kerr. Oh, and that is,
he won the ball, I thought, first, but he did catch the player afterwards.
He got the leg, I think. He's not happy with it, but it's going to be a booking for Kevin Kerr. I think, yeah, he gets him. I mean,
that's for sure.
Clear call, and and Kevin's had a few difficult challenges. So yellow card in the 72nd minute for Kevin Kerr.
Probably get fined for that, but
Taking a little bit of time here, just in talking to the referee. I don't know what he's hoping to get out of this one, but the goalkeeper, you know, as usual, about this time of the game, going to slow it down as much as possible, especially when you've got a lead of one goal. But here he goes with a long kick to the left side of the field. Banks get a touch on it. I think it's the Riverhounds throwing.
So again, I mean, yeah, it really does look like they've gone 5 in the back ball.
Oh yeah, he's not.
I mean, he's put Diallo. I mean, you know, McMahon's in there, and
oh,
so we see Rolf coming through.
Oh, it's a goal kick.
That'll be a goal kick out.
Oh, that's a wild call.
Winners will be announced shortly during this second half of the game. Final call.
So corner kick for the Rhinos, their 4th of the evening.
No wind this time, so it's probably been much more of an accurate kick here.
And swinger in, and it points to the 6, so it's going to be a goal kick. You're watching this contest between the Pittsburgh Riverhounds and the Rochester Rhinos on USL Pro on YouTube. Every USL Pro regular season and playoff game will stream live on YouTube in 2014. Features include DVR, chat, and social media interactivity. Subscribe for free to the Riverhounds YouTube channel today. And also check out USLProSoccer.com. Scores, stats, news, and more exclusively on USLProSoccer.com.
Yeah, not much. Oh, that's a nice layoff. And a ball back into Jose. Got behind him. Wasn't a very good ball.
So we see there's another collision, Obadiah, and I believe that was with Colin Rolf. And but Colin gets up and he's trying to run through that one. And again, the Hounds trying to find something, but you know, we don't
have any movement up front, Gino. We got to get some diagonal runs.
And again, that's what happens. And Sterling is running, he gets caught with it. I mean, and
because he's looking for something.
He's looking for someone. Somebody comes out and challenges him.
Look, we're stagnant. We're moving in the midfield, but not up front, where these guys need these outlet passes. Now we should have somebody sprinting out to
in
the
that
left.
little pocket that should be in there. So Danny Earls has a channel to play to.
Exactly.
You know, we see. You know, hopefully they can pick that up and start moving. So that's to see Diabaka, you know, on to try to find some.
That's a good ball.
And that's a great little touch from Vincent to Danny Earls. He puts that across, cleared away.
I thought he could have had a shot there.
Here's Vincent. Can he have a go? And that's partially blocked and cleared away. Obadiah is going to knock it back to Danny Earls. Much better here from the Riverhounds. Tried a clever little back heel, but that is going to be a throw-in for the Rhinos. So a nice little combination between Earls and Robbie Vincent. Cleared away, I think it was by the Rhinos.
I was thinking he should have had a first-time shot, but I'm an offensive player. He's defensive, but that was a tough angle. He did the right thing, actually, to knock that back across.
So again, you know, Hounds looking, and you can see the defenders arena, especially the guys in the center arena, and Sterling Flunder motioning to their players that they need a little bit of support there.
Yeah.
They need someone to knock it out. There's a huge gap in here again from the players. There's channels there. They got to find them. You know, they're not. The ball's not going to come through in the way Rochester plays. Now Collins comes back in a little bit.
But there he needed a call to turn because nobody was picking him up, and then he could have created something.
But we can see how crowded it is there with white shirts, and they're going to have to. The movement has to be much better. They're not going to. It's just not going to miraculously appear.
So you've got about 18 players in that little area there. You know?
And again, as we had mentioned, Alex Dixon was substituted for by Babacar Diallo in the 71st minute, and he, Diallo went to the back, and and really what we see is almost 5 in the back. So, Rochester is going to try to close out this 1-0 lead.
Yep.
J.C. Roof pretty much up top, though, but with Banks and Mendoza will go forward to push to support him a little bit, but for the most part it's Colin Rolfe up by himself.
There's an offside here that the linesman's had a flag up for a long time, and is going to bring it all the way back for a offside kick. He just didn't notice what was going on.
79th minute, Rochester Rhinos 1, Pittsburgh Riverhounds 0. Here at Highmark Stadium. Riverhounds desperately trying to find the tying goal. Rhinos scored in the 41st minute on a goal by Alex Dixon.
That's not a bad ball. And there goes Danny down the line, and Vincent. Nice one.
That's a good look into John. Earl swings that, but that doesn't go anywhere. And Obadiah foul against Rolfe, and a little
I don't know.
Substitution, another substitution coming on for
Rochester.
For Rochester.
Number 23 coming off.
Mike Garzi, Colgate University product.
Coming on from Mendoza.
For Mendoza.
Now entering the game for the Rochester Rhinos, number 13, Mike Garzi.
Yeah, they just got it packed back there. It's going to be, as we said from the beginning, Rochester are very, very tough to break down, Gino, and they're making it tougher.
Yeah, almost a 4-5-1, Paul, really.
Yeah.
Or 5-4-1.
Yeah.
As we see Garcia a little bit holding that midfield spot. It was Sunley and Roseboom still holding down the center of the park. J.C. Banks has pretty much dropped to left midfield, and number 22, Colin Rolfe, up by himself. Banks will push up a little bit. I'm sure maybe Garcia with some fresh legs. Coach Lilly will try to get that fresh legs up there to maybe steal that second goal and secure the win. But dangerous one from Sterling. But
did well to recover there. I thought he was going to try and knock it back first time, but he didn't quite catch it.
And here's Abbasi, who had a terrific first half, gave us a little difficult. Now he's set back just to defend and try to win this. Here's Colin Rolfe, who hits a good turn, but that's blocked by Sterling Flunder.
Great run there by Alex Sunley there. He was unlucky. If he'd have got that, the player trying to get the ball to him, if the defender didn't block that, he was in wide out because nobody picked him up running through the middle. Would have been an easy tapping goal.
Ball driven across, and here's Mike Green battling with Abbasi, who's way up high. And there's a shot. Mike Lish will keep that in front of him and come out again looking for an outlet, but not quite there. Long one up, one out by Kyle Hoffer to Garcia. He's going to find Banks.
Looks like we're going to get a substitution again here.
It looks like
Miro is going to be coming in here,
which is
another offensive player.
Another offensive player, which we had talked about a little bit. Also, that we go with another forward up high.
We watched this guy in pre-season too, Gino, and he just come and joined the team again, and I really liked him, and I think he tried in a couple of different areas, and they brought him back. But He really he has some movement to him as well. He might. That's what Justin's probably looking for. Somebody showing up that front to give these guys at the back some outlet, you know.
And so they pull off a defender, which is Sterling Flunder.
Yep.
So we'll be going 3 in the back with Arena Earls and Mike Green, and put 3 up top with Miro Cabrillo, the rookie out of local guy from Robert Morris University. And he comes in and has a pretty confident first touch. Paul knocks it back, and we're going to see Colin and Jose up top, and right away he's bringing some fresh legs on, starting to move, which is what we need.
He's doing some. He's already starting to make some moves, and that's what we needed here. Hopefully he's got enough time to get in. And there he goes for a break there. He was going to go to the out wide.
Riverhounds now. This is better from the Hounds as the ball's moving quicker, but Cecilia Baca tries to find Danny Earls moving in and can't, and now the Rhinos are going to hold that one up between Garcia and McMahon. So, and I'm sure they will take their
throw in here.
Take their time to kill the game, and I think
that's a corner kick.
That might be a corner.
Yes, it is.
It is a corner. Another corner for the Rhinos, their 5th on the evening. We'll see how the Rhinos play this one. They're still sending some numbers up, but they're going to keep Hoffer and
yeah, they're always going to keep at least an extra man back for sure.
And a couple others. As we see J.C. Banks taking this one. And looks, there's the big guy, Diallo, up, and that's going to go out for a goal kick. Nike is a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information, and visit the USL Pro fan page on Facebook at facebook.com/USL Pro, and follow at USL Pro on Twitter for all the latest updates in this USL Pro contest between the Rochester Rhinos and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Rochester still holding on to a 1-0 lead in the 85th minute, thanks to a first-half goal by Alex Dixon. Hounds are doing everything. Added a second forward in Colin John at halftime, and now just added a third forward in Miro Cabrillo at in the 82nd minute, and taking off a defender. And I'm sure the Hounds are going to really try to push everything they can this last 5 minutes of regulation, Paul.
They've got to, they have no alternative, and got to try and keep getting this, moving this ball quicker, and because you've got 11 players back in their own half who, for Rochester, and making it very difficult to get out of
and a poor giveaway from Mike Green. Here comes a Bossy, and the flag is going to be up there off for Colin Rolfe for the Rochester, about 35 yards out. We've got 2 balls on the field. I don't think you can do that, and this will be Obadiah finding Robbie Vincent.
He's got 2 players to beat though, and the ball came back to
we've seen that all game, where that midfielder or push him into the outside back, and then they'll close him down and double team. As we see Debaka try to serve one, he cannot get it in. Mike Green lost one, and there's the big man, the rookie Miro. He gets the header, but easy win for McCarthy to pick up.
All 3 of them there in the same area. That's where you need somebody just seeing that bunch together and just open this. See 3 of them right there, and just saw the replay, and that's where you got to see the ball coming in and open up a little bit and see where you can get, so this guy can maybe knock it down to you.
So hopefully the Hounds can minute, and again, last 10 or so, a lot of pressure by the Riverhounds, but really
it's time to get it into the mixer, really, and we're really not doing that at the moment. There's one hopeful one into the box again, and Colin John surrounded by 2 or 3 players.
Right. And Danny Earl steps up for the Hounds. Of course, the Rhinos have been, for the last 10, 15 minutes, they're content to sit a little bit, and just make sure that nothing gets in behind them, and again, close everything down as quickly as they can. and Jose tries a bit of an adventurous. I'm not sure if that was a shot or he was trying to find Collins.
I think he said he was trying to find Collins, but I mean, you know, they're talking about it right now.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, this is one of the issues that the Hounds have to work through, because those two have not had a lot of time together.
No.
And you know, we just hope that you know, I think that it's still a very good team, and they have to continue to work and keep working together. And you know, they got enough talent there to win a lot of games in this league, and a couple wins in a row, and they're going to be right smack dab in the middle of things. And we've lost some heartbreakers here the last you know, in a few of these home games. I think we're due to win one, or at least get a point here in exciting fashion. Hopefully the Hounds can get a goal, but we're just entering the 89th minute of regulation. Oh, and there's a long one over to Mike Garcia. What's he going to do with this? Looks like he wants to take on Danny Earls. Lays one off as J.C. Banks got it caught a little bit at his feet you know, with that first touch. Not quite enough preparation, not enough separation, and you know, couldn't get that shot off. That could have been a dagger for the Hounds. So we'll see how much extra time will be added. But I don't think a lot, Paul.
No, I think maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah,
if we're lucky.
I mean, there's a lot of substitutes, but that was really about it. And you know, maybe about 3 minutes. So
they had that one collision with Dixon that held up a little bit. So it might be 3 minutes. We just have to wait and see.
There's a ball by Vincent. That's knocked out by Abassi. J.C. Banks is just going to play that one, kill some time. 90th minute regulation. Fourth official looking for a signal from the referee in the center, how much he wants. And again, the Hounds have to start really pushing desperately.
A good ball in here.
There's a ball. Colin Johns, can he do something with it? Draws two defenders, and he's going to get a corner out of it. So the Riverhounds have to go here. They have to maybe, you know, commit some people, and looks like Sessi Diabaka is going to take this one.
And everybody's back for Rochester inside the penalty box. All 11 players.
Yeah, and everybody up for the Hounds, with the exception of Anthony Obadiah, who's going to be out for any clearances and not.
It's a wasted corner kick.
You know, Anthony kind of hesitated. I think he thought it was going to go out. Now he's gone over to pick it up, and he's going to serve a long one in, but that's going to be cleared away by Rochester. But Anthony Arena, nope, out. It's going to be out of touch.
A minimum of 3 minutes of extra stoppage time.
3 minutes. Well, 3 minutes as we thought it possibly could be. So the Hounds got 3. They got, you know, they have to do something here
they got to push it
to really start pushing, and now we're in desperation time. I mean, it's you know, always that fine line between desperation and panic, but you know,
it's both.
They really got to start pushing with everything they have now and trying to get some sort of half chance. And like I said, it's, you know, so many of these games have gone against us deep into extra time that maybe the Hounds have something left in the tank to find. There's a ball into Miro, but he can't hold off. I think it was Tony Walls there for Rochester. Earls is going to knock that one in. Yeah. Colin Johns. Oh, is he going to get a foul?
He got a foul out.
He got a foul that, you know, I don't think the Rhinos saw it that way. But I mean,
he did a good job with it again. As I say, he backs into players and makes it difficult for them, so he gets kind of some awkward situations that referees look at. And if we see a replay of that, you might see this, and he's very clever at that.
Yeah, I think, you know, back in, I believe it was the Hoffers, we see Colin John stepping up on the ball with Sessi Diabaka, but
boy, these players are about 5 yards too close.
Colin Johns looked very confident. He wanted that one.
This is what he's here for, though, too.
The crowd's in it, picking up the crowd. You can hear, you know, a lot of cheers pushing it, and here's Colin approaching it, and he rips one. There's a deflection, and that's going to be over top, deflected by the Rhino wall, and that's going to be fifth corner coming up for the Riverhounds. So not bad, just couldn't get it a little bit over the wall, but pretty good effort. And again, away by McCarthy. Ripped there by Obadiah. And here, flag is up.
Offside position.
Offside. Flag was up. And the ball went wide of the goal anyway.
I thought he maybe was going to take a shot there and really kind of, it was like a tweener, you know. He didn't quite, not enough power, but.
And you can see the Hounds when they play that.
Everybody, there's 3 guys.
And but still, it went wide anyway. And there's a long one, Banks and Mike Green, and that's going to go out of touch. Greeny, come on, throw it in quickly. And I don't know what we're thinking with that throwing, but Kirk comes out with it.
Got to get it into the mixer and punch that ball into the box as much as you can.
And Danny Earl saves that one. Diallo is going to play it out, and that's the final whistle. That's the final whistle. 1-0 Rochester Rhino over the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Concludes the game. Another tough, difficult loss. Riverhounds who have yet to find their first win of the season, Paul.
That's a typical Rochester team, and a Bob Lilly coaching. Always very, very tough to break down. Looking for that one goal, and they'll do a good job when they get it and make it very, very difficult. And they did that, you know, and that's what we kind of need to do with our team. When we get a goal ahead, we've got to kind of be disciplined and make sure that we're going to give nothing away. But you know, you got to give hats off to Rochester. They did a great job, and you know, we just have to battle on and get more confidence, and hopefully come away with a win here real soon, because it's time to.
It's time for a win. Yeah,
exactly.
And it's and every game has been excruciatingly close, and it's just a shame, and that the Hounds can't really find that way to crack it and get the first win.
Yeah.
As we
going to get some highlights here we can look at, and
here's a ball by Matty Dahlman that again cleared out well out by McMahon, who played that one out wide. There's another one cleared. As we saw, we had a number of balls into the box, but there's one by Jose, just couldn't get down on that one. Dahlman hits that one into the wall. So a lot of opportunities, but mostly coming from set pieces, Paul, and just not able to. No. Even we do get headers where, free ones, we're not able to direct them where we need to be, and I think that the guys have to, continue to do some soul searching, push themselves, and say, look, we're a good team, we're a good unit, and we're well coached, we're well prepared, and we need to. Find ways to get a win.
Battling away at it, and we've all been through that. You know what I mean? It's up and down, and it's been mainly down. But we've got to break that ice and get that first win, and hopefully we can do that with the next home game.
Yeah, and the Riverhounds will hit the road next week for one of those brutal back-to-backers where they go Friday, May 23rd. They'll be at Wilmington. And then the next night they will be at the Charlton Battery, and who knows, maybe that's the time to turn it around, a little bit of road time camaraderie and togetherness, and really go out there and battle and try to get some wins.
I think they'll be really working on the first game, against Wilmington, and if you can come away with a victory down there, which we've done in the past, then you go into the second game feeling much more good about yourselves, and hopefully can do something there as well. But that first game is the main one, and hopefully in Wilmington we'll see that turnaround.
So again, from Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh, this has been a USL Pro telecast. Rochester Rhinos victorious over the Riverhounds 1-0 to again pick up another 3 points in the standings. Riverhounds still looking for their first win, and we hope that you enjoyed this USL Pro telecast. We're looking forward to seeing you back here at Highmark Stadium in a few weeks. For my partner, Paul Child, I'm Gene Klein. We hope you have a pleasant evening, and tune in again next time on USL Pro.
Good night.
Good night.